All right, and we are back yet again. Junkyard Dave going to be running Bucky O'Hare, and we actually had the incentive met for this, so we are going to be running hard mode.
Yeah, so this is a cool one. This is one of my all-time favorite games, all-time favorite speedruns. We could shout out a mod, the record holder, in chat. So what is hard mode, you ask? Hard mode is actually an anti-piracy feature, and how this game worked back then was, like, let's say you were a thief or a criminal and you decided to steal the game back then and bootleg it. The bootleg copy would activate some kind of copyright protection, and it would make everything in the game a one-hit kill. So this game is not designed that way. It's very much designed with a health bar in mind. You usually have a health bar in mind, and that's cool. So this changes how you play the game drastically. It's very different this way, and again, one of my favorite runs. So hard mode is a little bit scary in a marathon setting, though. There's in particular Blue Planet, which is rough, but if you're ready, I can start. I'll take that extreme lack of confirmation as we're ready. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're good. Sorry, I was responding in a different Discord.
No worries, I get that. Okay, so let's say 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Bucky O'Hare. We run the Japanese version only for faster text speed. There's literally no other difference. The text is obviously faster in the Japanese version, and I think there's like one less cutscene or something like that in the North American version. So Bucky is a platformer from like 1992, I believe, and it is, as I said, probably one of my favorite NES games, if not my favorite. And we are taking some kind of detour that I've never taken before, but we're fine, that's okay. So Green Planet is, okay, I'm kind of all over the place, and this is where it's always kind of been a struggle for me, because talking during hard mode is almost impossible sometimes. But if I was a fly on the wall, I would really have liked to be in the development room when it came to, I guess, understanding some of the design choices and the development choices and stuff like that when they were specifically talking about like the anti-piracy feature in general. And my only reasoning behind that is there are certain screens in this game that were like literally made, I feel, to make the life of a pirate as miserable as possible. So you'll kind of see that coming up here. There's like one section when it comes to the Green Planet that is really, really rough. It's the next screen after the waterfall and you're falling down here. So these rocks for the most part are a set pattern, there's no RNG here. I'm waiting for like a very specific formation to start falling over here. And these 4 in a row, now I can kind of sneak in here. And I can wait until the last couple rocks fall, and then I can just walk through the end of the screen here. So, but this screen in particular is kind of like your first nightmare screen if you're playing on hard mode. Really difficult to get through this screen without dying. And beating all these lasers, which normally aren't a one-hit kill, but is a one-hit kill, obviously, in hard mode. I got used to, okay, we're gonna have like a 3 cycle here. I was gonna say that's the only thing that I don't remember from hard mode is we got used to running normal, chasing times back and forth with the mod, and I can't do the hard mode kill. Okay, we still got a 2.5 cycle, but I was gonna say I can't do the normal kill. So menuing doesn't matter, there's 4 different planets in this game. The only menu that you need to get right is this one. So we need to make sure that we wind up on the Blue Planet. And this is where it gets a little bit scary. Blue Planet is notorious. There was actually a bunch of people that raced this blind, I guess it was actually over 10 years ago, because one of the people that did that recently re-raced it, actually. The same group of people were still around on Twitch, and they did it again. And back then, a lot of people got stuck in the iceberg section, which is funny because the iceberg in normal is free. Like, all you have to do is stand there for like a minute, but it is notoriously one of the most difficult screens in Blue Planet. It is so easy to die there for a multitude of, a multitude of different reasons. And I can try to explain that when I get there, but that's really the only scariest part I would say of this entire run. Everything else is kind of like hard, obviously in hard mode, but not to the Blue Planet extreme that is the iceberg. So what makes the iceberg so bad is it's basically an auto-scroller, but it's a very specific auto-scroller. So there's toads that fly in from like basically like the top, middle, and bottom. And if you're extremely consistent, they have the same patterns as they fly in. But as soon as you accidentally make a mistake, like if you don't kill one fast enough, they are essentially random. So in the background, there's obviously that ship, and it's going back and forth, and it destroys... This is very hard to talk, by the way. It destroys the iceberg as you are trying to deal with this onslaught of toads. And this is easily the hardest part. Like, people were taking like 6 hours on this screen. Okay, we made it. I'm so happy to. Like, I'm out of here. Yeah, like, people are taking like 6 hours on that screen in the blind race. It is easily the hardest part, I think, of hard mode. Like, if you can beat that in hard mode, like, you can beat the rest of the game. So, there's a couple other nasty things that are coming up, but nothing like that. Nope, that was awkward. That thing squandered. Carter, do you believe in me?
I do believe in you, yes.
Okay, there's a 1 frame window. We'll try. Okay, we're dead anyway. There's a 1 frame window at the end of this screen. So we'll see if we can do that. If you character swap to Bucky right here. Oh, we got it! There we go.
My belief was justified.
There you go, yes. It actually despawns that toad. It's literally a 1 frame window. And then we have to mash 160 times here, so... It's great. Alright. Yeah, unfair battle kid.
I can just imagine getting 30 minutes into that, and it's like, I died, sorry guys, run's over.
It happened multiple times. Like, the first time before I beat it, I got like 37 minutes in or whatever. It was like literally the final boss, and I died.
Yeah, you were only a couple hits away from finishing it too, if I remember that clip right.
Yeah, probably like 5. It was great. So yeah, we enter Red Planet. The basic story is like everybody gets kidnapped on a bunch of different planets, and we need to rescue them and bring them back and stuff like that. Every character is kind of like assigned to their own planet. That's a jerk jump, by the way. But every character is assigned to their own planet, and okay, wait. Okay, Jenny. Anyway, every character is assigned to their own planet, and we really want to like power up Jenny really early in the course of the run. She has like this like ball attack that is like completely OP, and it is stronger than every other person. So we're just gonna go like this because we died twice in that jump, which is amazing. And the difference between like warpless and other categories in this game are death warps. So there's actually a couple of nifty death warps, specifically in like any percent and like hard mode Bucky. And you can literally, wait, I need to make sure that I got this thing. You can literally skip like various auto-scrolling sections in this game, which is actually very handy. The death warps like altogether probably save like close to 4 minutes. So it cuts out a lot in Yellow Planet, and it still cuts out a lot in Red Planet too. There's supposed to be like a minute auto-scroller on like a green ball or something after you get to like the top of this vertical climb. So I always advocate people to kind of like learn hard mode, and the logic behind that is when you optimize Bucky, there's not a single screen in Bucky that you want to take damage anyway. Like, there's no damage boosting in Bucky for the most part. The only damage boosting in Bucky is to set up the death warps in normal. So if you get really good at this game, you know, there's no reason to do that, right? And in hard mode, you automatically die. So how the death warp works is we need to die at the same time as the body is like getting pushed into the screen transition. And for whatever reason, every pixel that your body gets like pushed into the screen transition, it sends you ahead like an extra screen. So in this case, we literally are able to do that, and it skips us right to the boss, and it's more prevalent in the next screen because like we literally skip, I think, like, again, like 4 minutes of basically being on a minecart. So you want to bump against that crater for frames. It'll spawn one less of these worms that are coming out. And this is probably, again, like one of the harder screens to kind of get through on hard mode. And this is, I thought it was a cool screen. You basically use like every character here to a varying effect to get through here. And I really wish more of the run was like that. Okay, that guy shot weird. So we have nice. Okay, that was probably the hardest boss in the entire game. And that quick kill was good. So the dumb thing about this is like we literally go to all the different planets and we rescue all of these different people that were kidnapped. You know, we got our team. Everything is good, and then they immediately get kidnapped again. So now we're in a jail cell. We have to rescue them again. And I guess it's kind of interesting because, like, on the cutting room floor, it's like a nerd website that 100% like people should check out. At one point in time, there was like early prototype versions and like screenshots that were released, and it literally showed that you could have access to the characters without saving them originally. So I always thought that was kind of interesting. And I think like late in development they made the decision that like they should all start on maybe like different planets. And then it kind of became redundant because like after Cell, right, like takes them all away. Sure. Get in the hole, Blinky. Like, you have one job as a little robot. It's like to fit in that hole. So I got spoiled in normal, like running this against a mod, because like this boss kill is actually kind of stupid in hard mode too. So I kind of remember how to do that. There's like a 3-frame window to jump through that laser, I think. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, I can't remember. That's come up so many times, like when I ran this, like Jazz Jackrabbit. I can't remember if Jazz Jackrabbit came first or not, but like there's a green rabbit in outer space, like somebody stole from somebody. I messed that up. But I have no idea who stole from who.
Well, as it turns out, Google is my friend, and I can look this up. So let's see here. When did this first come out? Jazz Jackrabbit came out August 1st, 1994.
Uh-oh. I don't think that's when Bucky came out. I think it was 92.
And yeah, Bucky came out January 1992.
There you go. Jazz Jackrabbit is the plagiarist. Look at that guy stealing. And yes, to make our friends like us again, we have to shoot them. That's the logic. So coming up, there is an auto-scroller. You have anything you want to say, it is unskippable, but we can stand on this pixel here and just wait. So we're safe for probably the next minute or so.
Alright, well, I just would like to say to everyone that has just joined in from the raid that we are raising money for Child's Play charity. It is a charity that raises money to provide games and entertainment to kids in children's hospitals around the world. They also provide VR headsets that can be used for kids to experience what it's like to be in an MRI before they go into their MRI appointments, so they're less scared when they go in, and overall just make the experience less scary when they're at the hospital. If you would like to donate towards our cause, we have the donation link in chat here below, and you also, if you do donate, you end up getting access to some of our raffle prizes that we have here, which are Steam gift cards and custom art commissions from one of our artists, Paralmock. So yeah, if you want to send a donation in, we'd obviously really appreciate it.
Well, very good cause. I do like it a lot. Also, Tiny, why? That's... why? But I mean, that's only reflective of like how Edmonton is gonna finish this year anyway, so you're just being a fortune teller. Like, we literally lost almost in the preseason a day ago 6-2. So it's not much different than 7-1. Which is great. You know, I would really like the Oilers to win this year, but I'm gonna tell you, pixels for people. Like, Skinner, not a good goalie, I'm sorry. He's gonna cost us the championship again. The Stanley Cup.
Dropping some shade right on Pixels for People.
I know, I'm sorry to use your event as the Skinner attack. Like, a man can only take so much, okay? Like, we should have... no, we should have won the Stanley Cup for like the last like 5 years in a row. And guess who's been our goalie for like the last 5 years in a row? Putting it directly on him, here. Pixels for people. Carter, I'm sorry, I hit a boiling point.
It's okay. I understand, like, hockey gets pretty heated.
As a Canadian, yes, like, it's our life, so. Alright, so we captured everybody again. This time they don't get kidnapped again, so they're in our party for good. And we immediately died. That's great. So we want to like literally stop. Oh, that's not good. That guy never shoots. I'm wondering. Okay, and we also got stuck in that block. Okay, we're good. We can move. I was gonna say, so there's actually almost like no RNG in this game that you're contending with, except towards the end. And even then, it's actually pretty scary towards the end, dude. Like, without fail, it's always a great thing jumping here. But these jumps are actually pretty precise. I think they're like 2 pixels each or something like that. And in hard mode, there's a very specific way to spawn this bug on the right side of the screen, the green one. We have to look at him, because that way we can basically get through this screen. There's actually a 2-frame crash on this screen that if you let a brain... Sure. This kid has a fat head, by the way. Like, I've always had issues with his hitbox. But if you let a brain slug... dude. If you let a brain slug basically attach to your brain, and within 2 frames... My goodness, can we stop? Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking for a second. Okay, guys, just... Okay. Get out of here! Okay. Thank you, we can leave. If you jump with the brain slug 2 frames as it's transforming into like the bigger brain slug, into the spikes, you will crash the game. It's like one of the only crashes in this game. I think it's the only way that you can crash the game. So there's a very obscure thing that you can do there that as far as I know, was never found until actually somebody named Yurig ended up running this game. And I don't think anybody ever saw that before. He very unfortunately not only crashed the game once, but twice. So despite the unpleasantness that just happened in the brain slug room, everything else about salvage went really good there. So we just have to put the brain slug room behind us for a bit. And we're entering Magma, which is easily the hardest level in the entire game, in my opinion, actually. It's kind of ridiculous, like, how difficult this is to be consistent at and not die. Shoutouts to Amquat. He literally saved so much frustration for so many different runners. The second screen in this level used to have like a 2-frame jump, and Amquat was like, you know what, I think everybody that ran this game is dumb. And then one day he realized you don't actually have to do that 2-frame jump, and then it made this beginning so much better for so many people. So we'll try. Nope, we won't try. I take that back, I'm a liar. There is a little pixel jump there that makes sense to do in hard mode, because you have to like wait for these robots, because they have like giant hitboxes to jump over them. And this is the only kind of like room in the entire game that kind of slows down in hard mode. Didn't die there, which is always good. I don't know why we picked Willy, this kid. Okay, we should be not Willy. Thank you. So this is another one of those like anti-piracy rooms that I've always been really curious. Like, these rooms are a nightmare, but there's a couple of these rooms where like if you don't kill some of these toads like immediately when you're entering, especially with Willy, it's like almost impossible to survive. Okay, excellent. Okay. We don't want that guy to survive there, so he's gonna kill us. And this is what I mean, like anti-piracy if you were to steal this game. But, okay, guy. He just keeps surviving here. Nope, he's just meant to live. So these shots are... oh my goodness, man. Okay. I was gonna say these shots are, I think, like 2 frames each, so they're actually pretty tight consecutive windows to kind of shoot like that. And you have to hit them 3 times in a row. And this screen is the bane of like every runner's existence. These like weird enemies are like programmed to like jump on your head. And they basically like fall on your Y position. And then they send you to the pit, but if you just walk into the pit, you know, that's good enough, right? You don't need them to kill you anyway. Dude, these guys are the best. Everything about this is amazing. So in hard mode, well actually I guess in normal mode too, when you game over, you lose a bunch of your health. Obviously in hard mode that doesn't matter as much. You actually don't need like a full health bar here. Okay, this was really bad. Jenny, please. And this tanker has like 2 different patterns depending on the stage timer. Of course we get the bad pattern, of course everything bad. Like, this has been a notoriously terrible tanker. Okay. Everything about this is terrible. Okay. So yeah, the tanker can either shoot high or low on the shot. We want it to shoot high. Of course it shoots low again. Of course it shoots low again. Dude. Okay. Stay high, please. No, of course! What is this garbage? Oh my god, dude. It's unbelievable. Like, it's literally like a 50... Okay, there we go. Thank you. That was awful. But yeah, the tanker, if you get to the stage timer on like a certain time, it'll always shoot high. So you can just basically like one-shot everything there. But that was obscenely bad luck. Like, I've never seen it shoot that low that many times before. So we're entering Escape. This level is really weird because in hard mode, it also is probably one of the hardest levels in the entire game. And that's basically because everything can kill you. I don't know actually what killed me there. That was extremely strange because normally those toads, if they grab onto you, they like grab the bottom of your ship and they don't actually kill you. So that death was a mystery to me. And you can usually have like 2 different toads on the bottom of your ship at the same time. But yeah, usually everything kills you obviously in this one, but the downside in hard mode is the checkpoints are like really scattered. And it's really easy to just lose tons of time here because the checkpoints are like so far away. And funny enough, in normal mode, I would say like this level is almost free. There's a couple weird sections where you can lose time in normal, but not like in hard mode. So if I were to die on that last plume of smoke, which is like about a minute and something in, it would have sent me all the way back to the beginning of the level, like the checkpoint was over there. And the rest of this level is kind of weird for hard mode because there's like one kind of like flying section coming up that is pretty free, like you don't have to really do anything there. But then it's followed by a series of terrifying things. So the terrifying things that come after are basically like this like rotating head boss, which in my opinion is like the hardest thing in the entire game. Specifically in hard mode. In normal it's not that bad. Yeah, we have like, after that there's a ship quick kill as well that comes up, which is 2 pixels. And that's always a little bit stressful on hard mode to get to. So coming up here is kind of like this guy, I don't even know what he's supposed to be. We have 7 frames to do double damage here, which we actually got. So this will die really quickly. Usually you have to go back like 3 or 4 times there. What makes this guy particularly scary is he's random in how he breaks apart. He can either go low or high, so it's literally like it's a coin flip, and it's a true statement that he can have 3 bullets on screen at the exact same time, but as soon as one bullet leaves the screen, then he'll spawn another one immediately. So you really have to keep in your peripheral every bullet that is here. Which is funny because in normal mode you can tank him a bunch of times and you get a heart rate after, so it doesn't matter. But obviously in hard mode you can't do that. And it's really weird because like in hard mode you want to go fast, obviously, but you also need to kill him in such a way that you don't lose a frame roll. Because if you take intentionally too slow, you actually lose like another 4.5 seconds. And then this boss is really bad because there's again a 2 pixel window coming up for a quick kill. And the quick kill is really rough in hard mode. Because you have a certain amount of cycles to make it. Let's see if we can get it. Dude, okay. What's up, Laxus? So it's actually quicker to die on the quick kill and try again than it is to let the ship cycle a full time around. Like, that's how slow the normal kill is. But if you fail the quick kill and you don't outright die, one of the things that you want to do is kill 2 of these turrets at the beginning of this fight. Because if the turrets are dead, then it makes for surviving, I guess, like, the other phase a lot easier. If there's 3 turrets that are alive, it's almost impossible. If there's 4 turrets alive, I honestly think it's impossible to dodge without just like passing everything. This is super awkward. I can't, no, it's gonna move on me. Oh, I got it, I didn't deserve that. That was bad in so many different ways, like the setup, everything was bad. So, I'll take it, like, the game was like, here, man. We're gonna throw you a bone. But everything about that was like super bad and how I set that up, and somehow it still gave me the quick kill. Yeah, this is the final guy. He's substantially easier than all of the other bosses that kind of came before him. You just want to switch between Lily and Bucky for the most part, and there is some kind of movement where you're specifically allowing him to like throw these grenade things. You can bait them in a very specific way, so time is ending here, and there you go. That is hard mode Bucky, which, not the worst. Anything below sub 30 I will happily take with how scary this is in a marathon setting, but it's very easy to just die and bleed everywhere, so.
Yeah, I mean, you came under estimate still. I think you did quite good for, given that was your normal estimate.
Yeah, like, I think I would say like normal good run is like 27 something, because I have second place in this category and that run has 0 deaths, and usually if it's like a really good run, maybe I die like 2 or 3. Anything else, you can just lose so much time. Like, deaths in this game can literally cost you a couple minutes, so it's very easy to go over estimate even if you only die like 3 or 4 times. But luckily, the mass amount of deaths that we took were short, so they weren't too bad.
Alright, so are there any shoutouts you want to make for the Bucky O'Hare community or just people in general?
Ahmad is awesome. I really enjoyed kind of like chasing normal back and forth with him. At one point he learned normal. So until he completely demolished me, I kept up pretty good with him, and he's got the record now. But you should go check out Ahmad. Anybody like Omquat, he was in my chat earlier. I wasn't able to see if he was in the other chat, but like everyone in the Bucky community is really good, worth following, and on top of that too, it's such a really good speed game, so I hope more people check it out, whatever category that you end up learning. But I mean, like, it's a false plea. Like, you know what, I'll be honest with you guys, we already let out all of our issues with like Skinner, right? For years I have run this game. For years I have said, please learn Bucky. You want to know how many people have learned Bucky? No one. Someone learned this game already.
At least Ahmad had you know. He learned it.
Yeah.
Alright, well, sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't know if he learned it because I like ran it in a marathon. I think he just spontaneously decided, you know what, let's learn it one day.
Close enough. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna head off to intermission here. We have one last run lined up for Junkyard Dave, but we will be right back as we get set up for that.